everybody, it's Kat again. We're out here in our new studio, getting back at it after a weekend of break. I can't wait. I really don't like not working out, so I'm super excited to get back into it. And I'm here, we're doing a functional lower body workout, so we're really focusing on form throughout this week. We're going to do functional core workout, functional upper body workout. We're getting back to the basics, back to our form, so we can build forward injury-free. So, everyone, we're going to start with a nice little warm-up. Start by giving me a nice little boxer shuffle. We just want to get that heart pumping, and once the heart's pumping, we can move on to the rest of our workout. Feels so good to get back to working out after a period of break. I find that my anxiety is a little bit worse when I don't work out. Now we're just going to step jumping jacks. If you want to do the full ones, you can. I'm taking it slow and easy this week, making sure that I'm keeping my form over everything. Form and function trump all. We're not working out so that we're injured or so that we feel worse. We're working out so that we feel better. That's the whole point. Now, high knees. If you want to add a little hop, I'm going to add a little hop. If not, just march. Keep going for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to open the leg and close. This is important for opening up that whole groin, opening up those hip flexors. Open and close. Open and close. Open and close. Now we're going to come back. Into these bird feeders. You're going to come down, kick one leg up, come back up, and stand. This was a huge one that we used to use in field hockey all the time to keep ourselves open. Now stand, and I don't know if anyone else has done these. We're just going to shuffle back and forth. Whatever way that you can. It doesn't have to look good. It can look a little funky. Just have some fun with it. We're just warming up here, everyone. Getting ourselves ready to go. Now pull the hamstring into the chest. The quad into the chest. And release. Up and release. Up and release. So excited for this workout. I've been looking forward to this. Now we're going to come up and down. I've been looking forward to this all weekend, to getting back at it, getting back into my normal routine. I miss it when I don't have it. And I've been doing yoga, and I love yoga. But there's something about sweating that I miss when I don't do it. Now you're just going to hold down here. Shift from side to side if that feels comfortable for you. Now you're just going to come up. And we're just going to head into some quick pulses to warm up those legs. It is a lower body workout. So the focus is the glutes, the legs, but remember to keep straight, to keep tall, and to keep that core engaged throughout the whole workout. Come back together, and now we're just going to head into repeater front kicks. We're just kicking out in front. We're not kicking hard. We're just trying to get that heart pumping, get those legs moving in all 3 planes of motion. Rest. Some quick skiers or mountain climbers, depending on what you call them. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. Now we're about to head into our workout. It's going to be 3 sets, 4 sets, 3 rounds of different exercises. The first round I'm going to do with no weights. The second round, medium weights. And the last round, I'll see what I feel comfortable with. So our first move is going to be a curtsy lunge into an angled forward lunge. So we're going to start on just one leg. Curtsy lunge, forward lunge. Curtsy. I'm actually becoming a certified personal trainer right now. I'm already a group fitness instructor. And one thing that's been coming up in my lessons a lot is something called a lunge matrix. So you may feel like your balance is challenged. It is. That's the point. And now you're just going to switch legs. Curtsy, forward. Curtsy, forward. Curtsy. Now it may not seem like the hardest move, but it's not always about having the hardest workout today. It's about getting yourself into the best shape so that you can be active and mobile throughout your entire life. One more, and rest. Now we're headed into a half squat, half deadlift. Come with me in 3, 2, 1, and go. From the side, we're going to hinge, squat, and up. Hinge, squat, and up. Hinge at the waist, squat, and up. Keep going at your own pace. I took this low back pain to mean that, at 22, it's not normal to be having low back pain. So I'm figuring that I'm not paying enough attention to my form. So for the next week, that's where we're at, everyone. Form. That's what counts. That's what matters to me. So pick your weights accordingly and rest. For the next one, you're going to want to have some sort of chair or bench or a stable surface to lower down onto. We're doing chair squats. Come with me in 3, 2, 1, and go. Squat and stand. You just want your glutes to barely touch, and then you're coming back up. Squat and stand. This one is great because it really reinforces the importance of that hip hinge. Back and stand. Back and stand. Back and stand. Back and stand. Now, I don't want people to think that this is just a workout for beginners. It's not. No matter how long you've been working out, it's important to come back to your form sometimes. Recheck it, make sure that it's still where it should be, and rest. So this workout is important for everybody of any fitness level. To really check in with yourself, make sure that things are working correctly. So come with me, we're going to head into skaters. For our skaters, you're going to go one side, teeny. I have little teeny Harper. She hasn't had a nap yet today, so she's a little cranky. But you have to make time for your workouts, like I always say. So for these skaters, you don't have to go super fast. Just keep moving. Make sure you're giving yourself enough space, that you're not putting yourself onto railroad tracks. You want your legs spread. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Did you like that little dance move at the end? Okay. This time, we're doing a suitcase deadlift. So for this move, you're going to put one hand behind your back, one hand in front of you, and you're going to hinge and stand. Hinge forward, and then stand up. This is also a great way to activate your lower body at the beginning of a workout to make sure that you're really warm and ready. Switch arms before you get into the nitty-gritty. Hinge and up, hinge and up. This hand on this lower back is making sure that we don't have a large curve in our lumbar. And rest. Get a drink of water. Do whatever you have to do. We have a quick 30 seconds rest before we head into all those moves, but with weights. And challenge yourself, as always, but make sure that you're being reasonable. So I think 10 pounds will work for me to start. So we're going to start with those curtsy lunges to the front lunges. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Curtsy, front. Curtsy, front. Focus on your form over your speed. Make sure that you're taking a big enough step that you can get nice and low. To add some balance, try not to put your leg down in between. Up and out. Up and switch legs. Curtsy. Forward. Curtsy. Forward. Curtsy. Forward. And one leg you may have an easier time balancing on than the other. That's very normal. You just want to keep moving. Last one. And rest. Great job, everyone. Now we're heading into the half squat, half deadlift. Bring your weights out in front of you. We're going to hinge, squat, back to the hinge, stand. Hinge, squat, hinge, stand. Hinge, squat, hinge, stand. Keep going. Hinge. Drop that foot back for the squat. Back to the hinge, and then stand it up. Hinge. Squat. Back to the hinge. Stand. Last one. Hinge. Squat. Hinge. Stand. Great job, everyone. Now load up those weights however you're comfortable. We're going to head into a chair squat. In 3, 2, 1. You're going to squat just till you touch, then you're going to stand. Squat and stand. Make sure a majority of your weight is in those heels, that you have a relatively flat back, that you're pushing up through the glutes, down into the heels to stand. Hinge and up. Hinge and up. Last one. Hinge and up. Great job, everyone. Put those weights down. We're going to head into skaters. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Skate. Skate. Baby Bean loves the skaters. this one, if you feel comfortable, you can pick up the speed a little. I'm going to pick it up just a little bit. And if you start to feel anything funky, then stop. You can pull. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And rest. And rest. Yes. Okay. Now for that suitcase deadlift. So I'm going to pick up one slightly heavier weight. Put my hand behind my back. I'm going to deadlift and stand. If you can, keep the weight at your side. Now, if you haven't noticed yet, I'm a little out of breath here. That's not what I'm saying, though. These moves are all based on our activities of daily living. Because that's what working out is supposed to improve. It's supposed to improve your strength in movements that you normally do. So everything, switch arms, should have felt at least a little bit familiar to something that you either do or see other people do, depending, in your everyday life. Now, why is that helpful? Well, if you're doing moves that mimic your daily life, you're more likely to have ease in doing your activities throughout your day. And that's the goal with exercise and rest. We want more ease, we want more grace, we want to feel stronger, we want to feel less pain. That's why we're coming back to the basics. Get a nice drink of water, and then we're headed into a last 30-second round. So pick up some weights, whatever feels comfortable for you. I'm going to hold this for the curtsy lunges, and come with me in 3, 2, 1, and go. Curtsy, front diagonal lunge. Curtsy, front diagonal lunge. And you might fall, you might start to feel unbalanced. Just try your best. Switch legs. Curtsy. Forward. Give me one more. Curtsy. Forward. And rest. Okay. Now we're going to head into that half squat, half deadlift. Hinge. Squat. Hinge. Stand. Hinge. Squat. Stand. If it feels more comfortable for you, just hinge, squat, and up. Hinge, squat, and up. Hinge, squat. Last one. Hinge, squat, and up. Great job, everyone. We're still moving. For this set of chairs, I'm going to challenge myself and use a lower chair. So this is one way to make this move more difficult. And up. This is a great way to practice squats in general. It's a great way to help yourself get a little bit lower because you know that there's support there. You don't have to worry so much. Give me 2 more. Last one. We've got a talkative Beanie today. Move that chair. And now head right into skaters. This round's only 30 seconds. So go as fast as you comfortably can while keeping your form in mind. We have 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, you may wonder why I was moving my hands. A great way to work your cardiovascular system, yes, a little bit more during your workouts is by incorporating your arms and your legs. The more of you that's moving, the more calories you're going to be burning. Okay, now we're doing we're lunging back at an angle, backward rotational lunge, to a forward cross lunge. Backward at an angle, forward at an angle. That's the first move. Then we're heading into farmer's walks. Split stance, squats. You're going to want to have a place to put that other foot. And finally, duck walks on the ground. I'll show you that when we get there. So like I did before, I'm going to start this round with no weights. Come with me in 3, 2, 1. We're going to go back at an angle for a lunge, forward at an angle for a lunge. Back, forward. Back, forward. Make sure that you're spinning on that foot that's staying planted so that your knee is following that front foot, and the foot should be pointed in the direction of the lunge. Now you're just going to switch sides. Backward at an angle, forward at an angle. You want to make sure you have plenty of room before you start these lunges. Give me one more. Whoops. Either direction. Back. Forward. And rest. Okay. Now, you're going to pick up a relatively heavy set of weights because this move does not work really without the weights. And these are farmer's walks. So you're just rolling your foot. Switch directions. Walk, 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 walk. Turn. I'm putting my heel down first, rolling through my foot before I change directions. Once more. One direction. And rest. It's the end of those farmer's walks right now. Whew, it's a little heavy on that one. Now we're headed into those split stance squats. So you're going to put one foot up on a surface. You want to give yourself enough room where you can get comfortably in and out of that squat, but not so much room, where you feel like you're being pulled apart. You know what? I don't think I need something that high. And these are the adjustments that I'm talking about. It's not all about just flying through your workout to get it over with. You might have to take a little bit of extra time during some workouts to figure out the best way for you to do something. And I would really suggest taking that time. Like now I feel the move more, I feel so much more stable because I took the time to go get this little stool. I didn't just keep powering through the split squat so that I could be done with it. So that's my biggest recommendation. I'll get off my soapbox now. Switch legs. And be conscious. It's okay if you look a little bit clumsy as you're trying to be conscious of your body. The important part is that you're not hurting yourself. Don't look around, see how everyone else is doing it. That part doesn't matter. Do what feels appropriate for your body, because they're not going to be the ones that have to deal with the injury if you are to get injured. Give me 2, one more, 1, and off. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you have a little bit of space. I'm going to move these 2 weights. And we're going into a goofy looking move that some people like to refer to as duck walks. So you're going to get into a nice squat. You can keep your hands down if you need to, but otherwise we're just squatting and walking. At the end, just switch. Don't stand back up. The important part is staying in this nice, deep squat, as deep as you can go. If that's up here, then go up here. It's staying in this squat the entire time. This is where my duck walks feel comfortable for me today. So this is where I'm taking it. It's not all the way down, but it's where I feel it the most. And rest. Round 1 of that set, done. So, we're heading into the second round. If you want some additional resistance, grab it. If you don't need it. And we're heading into that backward at an angle, up, forward at an angle, up. Backwards, up, up. Oops. Lost myself there for a second. Switch directions. Now you're going backwards at an angle, up, forward at an angle, up. Now you may be wondering why we're not just doing front and back squats. Well, I mean lunges. Sorry guys. It's because this challenges your body in different ways than normal forward and backwards lunges. And rest. It forces you to deal with, pick up that other weight, a changing direction of movement. Now, what's hard about this is that you're forced, Baba, exactly, you're forced to deal with those changes, position your feet correctly, position your knees correctly in a relatively quick matter of time. And that really challenges your proprioception, or your ability to understand where your body is in space. Rest. Place one or both weights down. We're heading into those split stance squats. So you're going to put one foot up and squat. Squat. Do you hear the birdies, baby bean? Harper loves the birds. Switch legs. Take a minute to adjust your position. Each leg is different. When you're ready, get back into it. I would suggest either putting the weight over your shoulders or putting it directly in front of your chest so that you're keeping your weight in a good position over your legs to make sure that you're not leaning off to the sides. One more, and rest. Great job, everyone. That's that split squat. Now we're heading back into those duck walks. Get in position. And how low can you go today? Maybe you'll take it backwards. Challenge yourself in a new way. If getting lower this round maybe isn't an option for you. Keep moving, everyone. I'm sweating, Harper's sweating, we're all sweating out here. Major's sweating, our dog, we're all sweating. One more, there and back. Do you want to be on camera? Yep, da-da-da, it's a baby beanie hut. Oh, we got stinky poos. That's what we got here, huh? And as you see, you gotta do what works. Sometimes it's gonna mean you have to take a bit of a break from your workout to handle some other matters. And that's what you gotta do. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to drop this tiny baby off to get a diaper change. And then we're going to keep moving and grooving. And I'm back. Very sorry for the delay. As any moms out here know, the baby comes first. That's just how it is. So we're getting back into it. We're back to those forward and backward rotational lunges. I'm going to do it without any weights. That felt a little bit more comfortable for me. I feel like I was working a little bit more on what I wanted to be working on, which is that pivot. That ever so important pivot. That was a little bit of a overdoing it. I'm just trying to show you guys, but it's being able to turn your body relatively quickly into its next position. Switch legs. Backward and up, forward and up. Now guys, in case you didn't notice, when I say that I don't edit, I mean that I don't edit. I don't edit anything. If it happened while I was filming, you saw it if you're watching the video. And that's because I've seen a lot of workout channels, give me a few more sets, that as you're doing them, you almost start to feel, one more, a little bit worse about yourself and your family. Like, oh my God, these people have it all together. Back into Farmer's Walks. And with this channel, I wanted to show you that, no, you're just like everybody else. You don't have it together. Nobody has it together, though. That's the part that I'm really trying to stress. There's no magic formula. There's no secret that you're missing. There's nothing that other fitness enthusiasts have that you don't have. You don't have to have a rock hard core. You don't need to have 1 million followers on Instagram to be interested in fitness. And I just wanted to make, one more round, fitness a little bit more accessible to people that I feel like are a little bit more like myself. Maybe you are young, you're busy, you're older, you're busy, you have kids, you're trying to fit everything in and rest. Fitness is not your whole life, but it's important to you. And you're just trying to find a time to make it all work. And I get it. I feel the same way. There are a lot of days where you have to make difficult decisions. And I just want everyone to realize that you should be proud of yourself when you make the decision to work out. It doesn't matter if it was the best workout of your life or if it was 10 minutes. It's more A than most, but to not compare it to other people, it's more than nothing. You still got a workout in. You still decided to take, switch legs, whatever amount of time that it is, you decided to spend that time working out instead of the million more, for some, entertaining, rewarding, relaxing ways that you can spend time off. So I really just want everyone to start to appreciate some of the stuff that they're doing for themselves, because that's the first step. Rest. For so many years, I didn't know this was going to be such a big heart to heart, but here we go. Duck walks as I talk. For so many years, if I didn't run on the treadmill and lift weights and eat perfectly that day, it was a big old X in my book. It was bad. Have to get better. Or I'm going to get fat. I'm going to lose tone. I'm not going to look the way that I want. I won't be accepted the way that I want. And that all or nothing attitude, especially as you get older and you have more and more to do, it's not going to benefit you. One more there and back. That's the biggest thing that I learned. Oh, great job, everyone. Get a sip of water before we head into our next set. Whew. Not about how skinny you are, how attractive you are even, according to your own mind, because that's all in your head. How much money you have. And I feel like in this society, it's just getting worse and worse, where we're defined by such a small set of characteristics that we start to define ourselves by those. Fitness enthusiast, Instagram fitness model. We start to put ourselves into these tiny boxes that we're not boxes, we're people, and don't try to shove yourself into a set of standards without being a little bit lenient with yourself, or it's just not going to work. Okay, we're doing side-to-side lunges, glute bridges, double bounce, sumo squats, low lunge to lift. So, lateral lunges, horrible at them. I'm horrible at them. For some reason, I've just never seemed to get the form down. So I'm doing all 3 sets of my lateral lunges without weights. For a lateral lunge, you're going to step out and drop. Out, hinge, then drop. And the hinge is extremely important for these lateral lunges. If you see people that are able to do it in one fluid motion, it's probably because they've practiced it in these different steps. Step, hinge, squat. So if you've never practiced it in these steps, and maybe you, like me, feel like you've never done them right, try giving it a try. And nobody's perfect. Everyone has moves that they're better and worse at. Doesn't make a difference. We're just trying to improve and rest. Now we're going to get on our back and head into a nice and simple glute bridge. When you bridge up, make sure not to overextend through your spine. When you get to this point, you're done. You don't need to be all the way up in the air to engage your glutes. Not only do you not need to be, you shouldn't. That puts a ton of pressure, unnecessary pressure, may I add, on your lower back. You can have full engagement here, even. The engagement comes from you. It doesn't come from how high up you get your glutes. So keep that in mind. Try engaging from the bottom. Start squeezing the glutes to get them up. Instead of just lifting your hips, squeeze your glutes up. Squeeze your glutes up and see the difference. See, oh, I don't need to get my hips all the way to the ceiling to feel this. If I just squeeze my glutes on the way up and release them on the way down, you're going to feel it. One more and rest. Okay. What do I have for you guys now? For this one, we're going to get into a nice sumo squat, feet at 45-degree angles, toes tracking over the second and third toe. And what you're going to do is you're going to go bounce, lower, up, bounce, lower, up, bounce, up. And you're not coming all the way up. You're not fully extending your knees back up. You're just coming, it should really be medium, low, high. Medium, low, high. Make sure you have plenty of space between your feet, that your feet stay at that 45-degree angle, and that you keep moving. If you want it to be harder, put your hands up. This also helps keep your back in a good position. Last one, and up. Okay. For this one, I want you to start in a plank. Then I want you to bring your left leg forward into a low lunge. What you're going to do is you're going to lunge. You're going to bring the weight into your hands. You're going to kick. You're going to lunge. Bring the weight forward. Kick. Lunge. Kick. Lunge. Kick. It can be that little of a kick. Lunge. Kick. You can even just lift the foot like that. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Switch legs. And don't just slam that foot down. Bring the foot back down gently. And rest. Whew. That was a good one. Get a drink of water. I also don't drink enough water. And most people don't. So if you're starting to feel kind of sick, see if a little bit of water will help, even outside of your workouts. If you're feeling super anxious out of the blue too, water could definitely be your culprit. You can add weights to these side lunges if you want to. Like I said, I'm working on my form. Because I know that that will benefit me more in the long run right now than doing it incorrectly with weights. One more each side. And up. Great job, everyone. Back down for that glute bridge. If you want some resistance, grab some, put them on your legs, and squeeze up through those glutes. Push that weight up using the force of your glutes. Make sure that you're keeping the back flat. If you're starting to feel pressure in your lower back, drop the weight or push the weight further forward on your legs. It might just be a positioning problem. Sometimes this is a better place to have it than right opposite your lower back. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Come back up. Grab a weight if you want to. I'm going to give it a shot. I can always drop it. This is an easy position to drop a weight from. Get back into that sumo squat and come with me. Medium, low, high. There doesn't have to be a ton of motion. You just want to have the difference. Now you're just going to pulse. Just pulse. Drop the weight if you want to. Whoa. Good thing I'm in the garage. Pulse, 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 and up. A pulse at the end of something, where you'll really feel it. Come back into that plank. Bring one leg forward. Try using the opposite leg first. And maybe you want to come into a bit of a higher lunge, now that you know what the move is going to be. Kick, lower. Kick, lower. It's like going from a lunge into a split stance. That's the end goal. But if you're here today, then be here. I'm not all the way there. Switch legs. This knee's feeling a little bit funky recently too. I'm just falling apart here. For any other ladies, did you feel like a couple months postpartum, your body was just rebelling against you? Because for the past, 3 months, that's exactly what I felt like. 2, 1, and up. It's a smooth transition, smoother than I normally am. Whew. So for the sake of time, we're done with that round. We're done with that set. We're going to move on to our last round. Now you guys all have places to go, people to see. Whew. So we're going to start with a get-up lunge. That's like from a prisoner, prisoner squat, some people call them. But it's up, gotta get up. Gotta get up. It's exactly what it sounds like. Then we're doing step-ups. Over here on my handy-dandy bench. Step down. Then we're going to do a wall sit, and then a lunge takeoff. So that's just our normal. So come with me. We're going to start with that get-up lunge in 3, 2, 1, and go. Up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. Forward, up, back, and down. knows what this motion is. Getting up off the floor after playing with your kids or your dogs or your cats or your neighbor's kids. You're like, ugh, so hard. So this is making this a little easier. One more round, up, back, and down. I may have to say rep. If you hear me say things that sound a little funny sometimes, I'm sorry. Now we're going to step up and step down. Being really careful, especially as you're stepping down, up, down, down, up, down, down. Make sure that you're alternating legs. Up, down, down. One more. Up, down, down. Great job. Now we're heading into a nice wall sit. Or do I have a good wall for you guys? Seems like my best option. Use what you got. And go. Just a nice normal wall sit. I love these tapestries. They make me super happy. We've had them, we lived in Massachusetts for about a year when we were first dating and engaged, and our whole apartment was covered in tapestry, so it's nice to have something that brings you back. For anyone that's been with someone for a long time, it's nice to have those reminders that just make you feel like, ooh, I love them. It's a good feeling. I actually, we're big country fans, and on my way home from work today, one of our favorite country songs came on, and it almost had me welling up in the car. I mean, like, I love my fiance more than anything, and, but I'm usually not so emotional where I'm crying in the car kind of emotional, but, switch birth controls and see how you feel. Take off lunges. If these don't work for you, repeater knees will work just fine. I'm sticking with the takeoffs because for right now, they, funny enough, feel better than the repeater knees. If you start to lose your balance, take a second and switch legs. Up and back and back. Up and back. Up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep breath. Get ready. We're going to head back into those get-up lunges. If you want to wait, grab a weight. I'm going to give it a shot. See how I feel. And go. Up, up, down, down. Another way to challenge yourself is to never fully stand up. I'm going to drop the weight. I feel my lower back starting to round. I don't want that. And if you feel that, sometimes a good test is to put your hands physically on your lower back and to see if you can make it a little bit straighter, a little bit less of a curve. You want a little curve, but not a super pronounced curve. And rest. Whew, okay. We're going to head into those step-ups onto a box. I'm making the decision to not take weights with me. That part is up to you. Instead, I'm going to try to move a little bit faster. Just a little bit, though. I don't want to be compromising my form. Up, up, down, down. Up, up, down, down. We're almost there, everyone. This is the last round, the last set. We have 2 more exercises to go after this. Up, up, down, down, and rest. Fantastic. I actually want to finish with the wall sit. So pick up your weights if you've got those laying around. I'm going to take one weight for my wall sit. Put the rest of my weights away. Sometimes it's nice to have things already clean when you're done. I like that feeling. So if you don't have to clean up. I don't mind. Back into those lunge takeoffs. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Up, back, up, back. I'm barely leaving the ground, as you can see, but it makes a difference. I definitely feel it. And rest. Come over to that wall. Pick up a weight if you're using one. Get your back there, and just hold. It's your only job. Last move of our first functional training workout. We focused on form, we focused on what activities that we'd be doing in our normal life, and you hear me talk about these activities of daily living a lot. Those are bend and lift, single leg motions, rotational motions, push motions, and pull motions. So, today we did a variety of motions. We had some rotational with those lunges. We had some push and pull with our legs. We had some bend and lift, obviously, with our squats and stuff. We had some single leg motion. We had some bilateral motion. We really mixed it up. We have 20 more seconds. I had you do this wall sit last, so you can hold for a little bit longer for me. Drop the weight if you have to. I'm not going to make the same mistake. Made a super loud noise, so. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm a little worried to just stand right up after that one. Okay. Find a space on your mat. Oh, I hate when my mat's dirty. It's the one thing I don't like about this garage transition. Now you're going to give me a few rounds of cat-cows. Make sure that we lengthen our spine. We've just been strengthening it. Because I don't know if you know, but whenever you have any sort of motion at all, really, it starts at the spine. So we've been strengthening it for the whole 50 minutes. Now we want to make sure that we loosen it. Okay, now just give me some big hip circles. Really stretching all through those hips, through the glutes, you may even feel it. Switch directions. Big wide circles. Now just come forward for me into a cobra or up dog, however is comfortable for you. And bring it back into a downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet. Really stretching through those calves, and when you can, push your heels down towards the mat, getting an even better stretch through those hamstrings, through those calves. When you're ready, I want you to lift up that left leg, Open through that hip, maybe roll the ankle in either direction. Give me some hip circles if that feels comfortable for you, but be gentle. Switch directions. Extend that leg behind you, and then you're going to bring it forward into a low lunge. Drop that back leg. Feel a really nice stretch through your hip flexors. Hold here for a moment. Open that leg up a little wider for a nice lizard pose. Rock a little bit side to side if that feels comfortable for you. Now bring the leg back into the center. Push those hips back for a good hamstring stretch. Roll forward. Roll back. Forward. Back. Roll forward, and this time you're going to walk that leg across so it's parallel with the front of your mat. We're going to head into a nice pigeon pose. Stay up for a few seconds, make sure that you're well adjusted and that you're ready. If you are, when and if, you're going to drop your arms and come into a nice pigeon pose. It's a great stretch for the hips, for the back. Keep holding if you'd like. If not, come with me. You're going to tuck those back toes under, lift. Bring that left leg back. Bring that right leg forward. Drop the left knee. And find a good, nice, strong stretch in your hip flexor, but not to the point where it hurts. If it's starting to hurt, come back a little. Bring it out into a nice lizard pose. Shift a little back and forth if that feels comfortable for you. Bring the foot back into the center and come back into a hamstring stretch. Come forward and back, forward and back, come forward, and then this time you're going to walk that leg out into that pigeon pose. You can keep that back foot tucked if that feels more comfortable for you. Lower down if and when you're ready. Come back up if you're ready. If not, you can just pause the video or continue listening to me. Come back into a downward facing dog. Then I want you to walk. So that your feet meet your hands. Stand in a forward fold for a moment. Do whatever feels comfortable. If you want to grasp the arms in front of you, go ahead. Maybe find a little side-to-side motion. When you're ready, stack one vertebrae at a time. Stand up, reach the hands up overhead. Take a nice deep breath, one more time. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This has been a really fun workout for me, a really fun functional workout for the legs. I'm definitely feeling a little bit of the soreness already. I hope that you are too. Even though we're not incorporating weights, we're still using different motions than we're used to, so you're still going to feel the burn. Tomorrow, or at some point during this week, I'm going to be releasing an upper body functional motion workout. I'm going to be releasing a functional cardio workout and a functional core type workout as well. So we're all functional this week. We're keeping it back to the classics like I did with a good warm up if you're looking for some type of power yoga. I released a power yoga video yesterday, so you can check that out if you want a little bit more flow. Thank you so much for joining me. This is, again, Kat Strong, not skinny. I really appreciate anyone that subscribes to my channel, any likes that you guys give me. I really am just starting up, so I appreciate any form of support. If there's something that you want to see that you haven't been seeing, just let me know. I'm pretty open. I love change, so if you want to give me some ideas, that would be great. And thank you guys again so much. I really appreciate that you guys have been here supporting the channel, sticking with me through some different technical errors, through some different technical issues. So again, thank you guys so much, and more tattoos to come. All right, thank you guys. See you soon.